January 18th, 2026, the conclusion of my trip back to Utah from Washington. I'll go with the topic of the day today, which I think I wrote down a couple days ago, so it doesn't quite seem relevant or related, I guess, to my road trip, but I think it's something to think about. Why attach meaning to something if it doesn't actually help you in some way? I think I have had the habit, I was going to say been guilty of, but I don't think it's a guilty thing, but I've had the habit of hanging on to things in a sentimental way throughout life. I don't know what it was when I was young, but I felt like keeping mementos or keepsakes that inspired a memory or reminded me of something or an experience or a person was a valuable thing to do. And I think maybe, I mean, that's partly why I keep a journal, but also I think there was something to that idea. Maybe I had examples in my life that made me feel that there was importance in that way. And now as an adult that has a storage unit full of stuff that really almost it's unclear to me why so much of it is worth keeping, but I have a difficult time letting go, just grabbing and throwing things away, I guess, shoveling it into a dumpster or whatever. So I guess the question popped into my mind the other day, as I've already spoken it out here, but I'll say it again. Why attach meaning to something if it doesn't actually help you in some way? And maybe the question is a little presumptive under the thought that a memento just doesn't help in some way, or doesn't actually help. I guess it maybe it inspires the question, is personal history important? Does it actually help? Or is it just quaint? Is it nice and fluffy and that sort of thing? Which isn't necessarily not helpful, but maybe it's only a minor benefit if it is beneficial. I don't know. Something to think about. And maybe something that, if I were to attach a call to action to this, that it could make one's life a little more efficient. There's definitely a benefit to shedding the weight, emotional, physical, or otherwise, of things that don't necessarily appear to have current value in life. I mean, I could be saving money by not having a storage unit, but I get good use out of it for other reasons. I mean, it sort of functions as my garage for where I keep my production gear, which is good in that sense. So anyway, there's my thoughts. Also, as you've noticed, I am just rolling the time lapse of my trip back. Now I'll just kind of I guess, go over the brief summary of my day. I think I woke up an hour or so maybe before sunrise. It was kind of difficult to tell because it was so foggy and sort of cloudy, I guess, as well. But yeah, the travel was nice. Even with the fog and the wintry kind of scenic hills, I think I just kind of enjoy the different view. Not totally snow covered, but bits of frost and snow here and there, and just kind of moving along. I think I like seeing clouds in general. It's just a feature of my existence in Washington State that kind of sticks with me, I guess, and I'm just a fan of clouds and fog too. Why not? I got back. I took a lot of naps on the way, as you've probably noticed here, or maybe I don't know if I'll cut some out just because of the length of time, and my video here is not going to be long enough to encapsulate it all, but I took a lot of naps and just really dragged, which is fine. I wasn't really in a hurry to get back. I really did enjoy seeing the mountains. I'm going to include some of that B-roll that I got that was not time-lapse stuff as I was kind of getting into Utah here. They just looked really nice at the time of day and the angle of the sun, and mixed with the haze of the fog, just a nice scenic, picturesque kind of view there. And I got in the evening and went and unloaded the gear in my storage unit and came back to the house and got back on the app, and have been working on that ever since, making good progress. A lot of the planning I've been doing over the last several days of my travel/work, I've just been kind of bubbling up plans of attack for when I got back, and I've mostly enacted that and made good progress, so that feels pretty good. Tomorrow is a holiday, so I won't be able to go to the courts yet. I'll do that on Tuesday, but I'll get to go do some arm wrestling practice, so that'll be good. But anyway, tomorrow will be a nice, productive app day, I expect, and I'll be able to get back to my walks. Anyway, there we have it. Hopefully something in there was useful to anybody other than myself. Thanks for swinging by. Oh yeah, hopefully the scenery was somewhat appealing as well. And until next time, take it easy, y'all.